In this session, we will be looking at the next part of electric potential and capacitance. That is, we are going to talk about the electric potential due to a point charge. So, in this case, we will be using we'll be making use of the same diagram which we use to understand the electric field. So, in this, I have a charge plus capital Q at point O, due to which I have this electric field. They are represented by this circle. That is, circle is actually representing the boundary of the electric field, outside which we don't have any kind of effect of that electric field. So, in such a case, let's now try to push this positive charge, that is plus Q charge, from outside the electric field to a point P, which is at a distance R from the source charge. So, to move this positive Q charge from infinity to point P, we need to do some external work. That external work is done by the external force which we are applying opposite to the direction of the electric field, and hence obviously this particular force has to be equal to the electrostatic force of repulsion that this unit positive test charge is going to experience. So, now why is it that we require the electrostatic force of repulsion being equal to the external force? Means I have to make sure that there is no acceleration of this charge when it is moving from infinity to point P, and that is the reason why I am going to take it as F external equal to F electrostatic. So, in this case, the amount of work done in moving this charge from Q to P, that is from infinity to P, is given by delta W equals to F external dot delta R bar. So, you are going to use the same formula. Instead of delta R bar, you will take it as delta R dash bar. So, here the small amount of work done. Now, I am going to consider a point P dash very close to infinity, that is very close to the border, but inside the electric field. So, at this particular point, I am going to consider the positive charge, that is, this positive charge has just entered the electric field and it is moving towards the point P. So, while it is moving towards point P like this, I am going to consider another point A at a distance delta R dash. So, there is a point A very close to point P dash, but it is closer to point P. So, what we have done is the distance or the displacement of the charge Q plus a small plus Q from P dash to A, we have taken it as delta R dash bar, and delta R dash bar is radially inwards, whereas the R dash, that is the vector, the direction of the force, is in the opposite direction. So, R dash and delta R dash both are in opposite direction here. So, if we are going to talk about this, we can see that delta W can be written as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q divided by R dash square R cap into delta R dash minus R dash cap. So, say you can see here I have taken it as R dash, and here it is being taken as minus R dash cap. So, these two are the unit vectors of F bar, Fe bar and delta R dash bar. So, we are going to take the dot product. We know that dot product of R dash cap and minus R dash cap will be equal to minus 1. So, I have taken minus 1 here, and I am going to make sure that this particular delta R dash is as small as possible, that is, it is tending towards 0, in which case I can as well write this delta R dash bar, delta R dash as dr dash, and the work done in displacing a charge from P dash to A, I can write it as dW. Now, to find out what is the total work done in moving it from P dash, that is infinity, to point P, what I have to do is I have to just integrate. So, on integration, what do I get? Integration from infinity to R, because the initial point is infinity and the final point is R. So, I am going to take it as infinity to R, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q into capital Q divided by R dash square dr dash. Now, I can take this 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught outside the bracket, and I can integrate Q by R dash square Q by R dash square dr dash. So, on integration, I can see that the integration of 1 by R dash square dr dash, I can write it as minus 1 by r, right? And this is from infinity to r, so this will be from infinity to r. So the same thing I have taken over here. You can see that the integration of q by r dash square dr dash is nothing but minus q by r dash between the limits infinity and r. So I am going to take this minus sign outside, so it becomes plus, minus into minus becomes plus. So plus q by 4 pi epsilon naught into, I am going to substitute the limits. I can see that the upper limit has to be substituted first in place of r dash, so it will be r, that is 1 by r minus 1 by infinity. You can see that 1 by infinity is nothing but equal to 0, so I can remove this and I can say that, and we already have this particular point that work done per unit test charge is nothing but the potential, right? So the electric potential is between the limits Vp and V infinity, that is Vp minus V infinity, final potential minus the initial potential, and for convenience sake we always take V infinity to be equal to 0, and hence we have Vp minus 0 equals to q by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by r. So ultimately we have the electric potential at point P to be given as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by r. So this is about your electric potential. Now remember one thing, electric potential is a scalar quantity and hence it has only a magnitude but no direction, and can be added. That is, if I have multiple number of potentials, that is V1, V2, V3 like this, then the total potential I can simply take it by a simple addition or subtraction. That is, I can take the algebraic sum of all the potentials to give me the total potential of a system of charges. So this is about your electric potential due to a point charge. Next class we will be dealing with the electric potential due to a dipole and then multiple charges. So that's it for today. Thank you.